Okay, guys. It's time for me to tell you what's been going on because I, never post. And I've lacked a real scheduling thing for, probably at least a year. Probably more than that, though. Maybe, 2 years now. But you know what? I'm not gonna get one. It's just literally never going to happen. Because I have realized that I am not gonna go anywhere with YouTube. I do have fun doing it. And I think it's just what I want to do it for fun. And I don't want to do it for any other reason. And that means I post what I want when I want. And I work on what I want to when I want to do that. And that's another thing, is The Blaze is just practically canceled by now, because the thing is that I don't think I can make it my best yet. And I don't think I made it so long ago. It was my first real story. And I have the greatest respects for it, because it was the first, actually decent thing I've ever done with my creativity in that aspect. And I think it is decent. But the thing is I don't really... It doesn't feel like my story to me. It feels too... I just don't think it's very good yet. And I'm not okay with making it when it's not good. It was my first idea, my first characters. It has to be incredible. Do I think someday I will make it? Yes. But by then, it might be a straight-up TV show. It might be a book sometime. I don't really know when I would write it, though. But the thing is if I'm writing, if I'm directing, if I'm animating, I'm going to pour all of my... What I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm going to pour all of my, everything into one. And then the rest of it's just going to be eh. And that's bad. And I don't like that. So I just don't think it's going to be made on YouTube. I think maybe someday it will, but I'm practically just canceling it. Because that's another thing is, ever since I started writing this book that I've been writing, I've realized none of this are really... I don't need to animate and voice act and script. Because ultimately, I've realized, as I look back on, I realize The Blaze sucks. The first season is horrible. And if I wrote it out, it'd still be pretty bad because I was so young and dumb when I made it. But it'd be better, I think. Because this book is, for me, for me personally, I think it's incredible. I think it's amazing to me what I've been able to finally get to. Because it's good for someone like me to just go out and start writing a book. It's pretty darn good. And I'm definitely proud of it so far. Do I think The Blaze is or would ever be good if I wrote it all, if I just did it? Not really. And I'm not okay with making a rough draft. I haven't written out the story yet, and I really need to do that because there are some cool things in The Blaze. The villain, which you guys unfortunately never met, and maybe never will, because maybe I'll be like, you know what, The Blaze is unsavable. I don't think it is, but maybe it is. But I think the villain's really cool. The concept is such a... I think it's a really good concept. I really do. Um, I think... I think it... I think there's some character development in Aiden that could definitely, like, the base work for it is decent, and I think the execution could be pretty good. But with the first season, like it has, I just don't, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't really even want to do it. I just don't want to. I think that's really the big thing, is I've lost the passion for it. I haven't been able... I connected to the main character a little bit when I first wrote it. This is gonna sound so cheesy, holy. I'm sorry for what I'm about to say. But I think because it was my first, I was able to, like, really connect with the story and whatever. Sort of. But not really. Now, with what I've been making, I can really get into it. And I can connect to the story on a psychotic level. And I can get really into it and do a good job at the more emotional stuff. And I just don't see myself doing that with The Blaze yet. Someday I will. Probably. Maybe. Likely. Maybe unlikely. I have no idea, honestly. But I do have some respect for it because it was my first. And I think it deserves something for just being that. And that something has to be better than the first season. The soundtrack was flippin' goated, though. So, thanks to my brother for that. Holy. But, yeah. I mean, I'll still post, okay? Like, the D&D series, it's going. I'm gonna make that, alright? And I'll probably make some small series, and eventually... Maybe my lore, because I have that, and I have an entire series mapped out. Maybe I'll make that, because I could see myself doing that and doing a relatively decent job if I found some sort of cheat code. Like, maybe I find a team of people to do it with me. Because what I was doing with The Blaze, I don't think that's ever gonna work. I mean, I kind of hate to see it, like... I kind of hate to do this to The Blaze and to my lore, because my lore is pretty cool. But what I'd love to do, and I don't think I can do this with The Blaze, but I think I might be able to do this with my lore, is just shorten it to be like pretty short, and just make that and put all my effort into that. Maybe one of these summers someday, when I actually really want to. And I think that'd be pretty cool. I don't think I could do that with The Blaze. Or at least not yet. But I'll definitely still make mini series because I do have a lot of fun voice acting and stuff. And the D&D thing it's kind of come to a stop because we've me and the voice actors have had we've been having a really hard time like actually getting everyone to do their lines. And we'll do that someday. Hopefully pretty soon. And then I'll keep working on that. But yeah. So if you watched this, you probably didn't. Well, I guess if you're listening to this, you did. Now I'm questioning life again. Holy. But thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next one, which will probably be a while. But, I just wanted to let you guys know that, because my optimism has gotten the better of me for too long. And by the way, I did finish the research for the plays. I did do that. And that's another reason why I don't want to let the Blaze down. That's the other thing is, my lore is so simple. I mean, not like disgustingly simple, but like simple in a good way. Like simple like Angel Beats or Charlotte, or even, this is gonna sound kind of weird, but Erased is simple. If you've never seen any of those, you're like, who is this weeb? Why am I listening to them? But I think it's simple in a good way. In a nice little short story way that I could probably find a way to like get to be pretty short. The Blaze isn't like that. There are multiple complex characters. There's a sick villain that has a really complicated backstory and stuff. And there's this entire world. My lore is literally just some dude in my flippin' Lego city. And I can't tell you anymore because, I can't dox myself because then I'd be cooked by the CIA. So, yeah. I'll make the lore maybe someday, but I'm not gonna say like, oh, I'll make it this summer, because that's just not true, and I really know it isn't. I'll make it when I want to. I'll make it when I haven't even figured out how to shorten it. In fact, I came up with the idea of shortening it this video, so maybe I'm just giving you a ton of lies, but I would like to make my lore before I eventually stop doing YouTube and do other stuff with my life. But anyway, got off topic. Thank you for watching, and hiccups, holy. And I'll see you in the next one, if I ever make another one.